Hey guys, this is potentially unwanted here. I noticed that a lot of people were getting to my videos by searching for Rustlang or Rustlang tutorial, so I decided that maybe I should start doing some more beginner friendly videos instead of my rambling streams. So uh, today we're just gonna start learning Rust by building a meme machine. We'll eventually get to the meme machine, but we're going to start off with this part one that'll just teach variables. So let me know down in the comments if you want a video explaining how to install Rust. My setup currently, I'm using Ubuntu, and I'm just gonna build a new project in my Rust projects folder. I'm gonna go with cargo new, and I'll call this meme machine. And then I'll go into my meme machine folder, and I'll just run code, and it'll bring up VS Code, which I was testing out this before I actually started. But here we go. We're going to open this file, and here is the stock hello world code for a new cargo build. So you have your main function, and then all your code's going to go in here. So today we're just going to talk about variables. And really there are two kinds of variables. There's the kind that starts with let and the kind that starts with const. Let, both of these start off as immutable objects. Immutable, so you can't change them by default. So let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to let x equal 5, and then I will call this const, we'll call this app title, and I'm going to call this meme machine. All right. And just a few things about Rust syntax. You're going to need this semicolon at the end of every, not line, but every line of code. And then here I'm going to use print line exclamation point. The exclamation point indicates that it's a macro. And I'm going to use these braces to print out our variables. So I'm going to say this app is called meme machine, and then x equals blank. And then at the end here, I'm going to add app title and 5. And both of those variables are going to populate into this spot. Okay. And we'll save that. And inside the folder, inside the meme machine folder, we'll run cargo run. And it'll say help provide a type for the const. So here you'll see that it's asking for a type, and I need to indicate that this variable is a string. And now I can run, and it ran my code. It built my Rust code, and it ran it. And we'll see here if I look inside this target folder, we see that there's a debug. And in here is a file that I can run on other Linux machines. And it'll run my Rust code on that machine. So another thing in Rust is that you have to indicate what type of variable your variable is. And so there's a whole list of these types, and I'll leave a link to the reference page. But basically, if you have a number here, you have to let it know that it's a number. Now, for many variables, Rust can assume what the type is. For instance, with this 5, you notice that it didn't ask me to add a type to it. That's because Rust assumes that it's a unsigned 32-bit number and applies that by default. But you may want this number to be a unsigned 64-bit number, or a floating point number, a 32-bit floating point number. In that case, I would have to add a 0.0 there. Now, let's see what happens if I try to change this to x equals x plus 1. That should turn x into 6. But we'll turn this back into a U32. And let's see how this goes. Oops, I forgot my semicolon. Oh, I forgot to save. And it says here, I cannot assign twice to an immutable variable. And that's because Rust tries to protect you from making mistakes. And so in order to change variables to a different type, you have to indicate that they are changeable variables, or in Rust, they're called mutable variables. And if I add the word mut here, it'll let me run my code. And x equals 6. So hopefully that helps you start writing basic Rust applications. This is just learning about variables, and eventually we'll get to the point where we can make a meme machine. All right, thanks guys.